Happy Sunday, everybody. We're gonna do our Sunday briefing that usually gets posted in the Discord, um, which is all the people that are watching these videos, all 8 of you. Uh, it'll grow over time, and the videos will get more fluent uh, as we go. But yeah, we had some news come out over the weekend, or I guess today. Trump tweeting about China again. He said, "Don't worry about China. It'll all be fine. Highly respected President Xi just had a bad moment. He doesn't want a depression for his country, and neither do I." The crypto markets took that very well, thankfully. And we get a reaction here off of Friday's lows. This was Saturday, so Saturday we have an inside bar, just collecting buyers. It was like more sideways, and then today we have some good trend direction, which would be upwards. So let's jump into NQ, and we can redraw these. So NQ key levels are going to be 23,550 and essentially 2300 flat for our support zones, and then our resistance. Our first one's going to be 24,420 and 24,785. If we bounce any of these, like let's say we come back and we retest this resistance zone, we could make a push down back to this support until we collect more buyers, and then make another push up. I think the reaction from crypto when futures opens up here in an hour, I think it's going to be pretty similar, where we bounce up, maybe breaking this resistance zone at 24,785, and then we could see some sideways movement before making another go at all-time highs. But I do have another level here. I saw somewhere in here. We could use this as another a support indicator. We do have a volume gap here, which is okay, but this is like the start of your shelf, which would which would be about there. Sorry, move that up. So with that, we could say that this zone is going to be, you're going to meet some resistance for the bears at this level, and then if they can break this level and hold it below, then we'll come back down into this marked support zone. So for NQ, or for QQQ, which is the ETF version, go support and demand. Like sort of the same chart. We're gonna see how I guess tomorrow morning would be pre-market when this starts to trade, but if futures is green, this will open green, and we'll have to watch these levels. So the key levels I have is 595 and 588.50. If we break this 588.50, I can see it driving us down to about the 580 level, which is here, which would be a full gap fill before we try and attempt to reverse that and start going back up. This resistance is going to be 602, and then we have our all-time highs at 611 and 613.18, which, yeah, 613.18 is the high, is all-time high. So we still have to make it back up over this support through this resistance until we can retest this high. Let's go to SPY. So we did break this and close below this zone on Friday, which is fine. This level here, again, is the beginning of like more volume coming in, and it would be the end of the gap fill down. So that's at 649, or essentially 650. If you see it break below 650, you can expect a move down to 640 through 635, which will be the support zone. And then our resistance zones will be 650, 450, and 659 is the next key levels that we need to be paying attention for. Let's go over to Ethereum. Obviously, crypto trades over the weekend, so this will be Saturday right here. And then this is the stick for today. And looks pretty good. If you go to a smaller time frame, it actually looks really good. We made a new lower low here, and then this technically would be a higher low, and also where Tom Lee and BM&R bought. I think it was 128,000 more Ethereum. So they added about $480 million in Ethereum to their balance sheet. That's bullish for crypto, but again, we need to watch these zones. So this was a resistance zone because of Friday's close. And yeah, because of Friday's closed, or I guess Saturday's close as well. And then today, with this breaking out above, this would now turn into a support zone. I'd like to see this retest maybe one more time, just to make sure before we go to this next resistance zone at $4,500 or $4,550 is the beginning of it. But we'll see what happens. Let's go to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin looks good as well. Sort of the same chart on the daily time frame. You have Friday's just massacre, and then you have Saturday wicking into this support zone down here, which is actually we have a lot of confluence on this support line. So you have almost one. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4 before it broke out above and stayed above it. So all of these, whenever it touches this zone, would be a resistance zone. Once we break out and we come back and retest here, this can be deemed a support zone. And then you see that again. So then we come back and we test this support. Then we test it again, and then we just tested it for a third time. So hopefully that's enough. We'll see this bounce and make it go at all-time highs, which is 126,272. Nvidia, with all the China stuff, they obviously are going to get hit a little bit more just because of the new export costs or import costs to China, and they ship a lot of chips to China, but still sort of a nothing burger because I think Trump and Geo figured it out, but who knows. So our key level is going to be 180 to 173, which would be a healthy retest. I don't think it's going to drive down that far. Let me change this. I don't think it's going to drive that far down. But even if it did, we're still up a lot from the April lows down here at what, $80? Yeah, $87. So I think Nvidia, until they have some sort of catalyst or they have like blowout earnings or something, I think we'll chop around in this zone for a little bit before we get some sort of catalyst to drive us higher. Which we say that about Nvidia, and then they always prove you wrong. And yep, let's go to Iren. So Iren, this is a fun name, and we've been in it for a few weeks now, but some of the guys that I trade with, they've been on this since about $18 back in what was this, like the beginning of August. So it'd be like here, like August 20th. So Let's get into the key levels here. Turn this in. Okay. So right now, the price is down at $59. This is Friday. So again, Friday, the whole market sold off. There's no news that changed Iran's company fundamentally. So it's nothing to be worried about. If anything, it's a dip buying opportunity because the all-time highs will show you where it wants to go, which is $70. So from 59 to 70, that's $11. It's not a bad gain. So our resistance zone, once we enter this 67.88 or essentially $68, I expect it to hit 70, maybe chop around a little bit, and then make a push. So I might do this. Like once it enters this zone. But right now, I'd say we probably get a bounce off 57 like we did on this wick, and then probably towards the end of the week, we'll be back up in this supply and resistance zone. Our demand and support zones are $44 to $40 essentially, and then we have a Fibonacci 0.5 retracement line at 42, which is just another point of confluence for this support zone. So I think this is a pretty strong report, and I think that's all we have. If anyone wants any specific ticker or a symbol covered or company, just leave it in the comments, and then feel free to share, like, and subscribe. So thank you guys.